Hi guys, this is Edco. Well, I'm going to give you guys a little tour of my game room as of 2019. A lot of things were changed in the last year, mostly with my die-cast cars. So I thought I'd run this through. I'm not going to do much talking doing this because I wanted to go through everything, and even with that it's going to still take 20 minutes or so. So I'll just talk briefly during the tour. I might come back another time and certain things go in a little bit more detail and do a few videos on that. But we'll wait till that comes. Alright, so here's the tour. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, we'll start through the front of my game room where I just did my scene with my cop cars and my fireman with the motorcycle accident. There you see a speaker for a RCA radio from probably around 1922, and you'll see it a little bit later, the main part of it. Right now you'll see I've got about 5 or 6 antique telephones, anywhere from like 1910 to 1960. Here you can see this is the chassis of my RCA radio, probably from the mid 1920s. Here's an RCA 1940s radio we had when I was a kid. Got a lot of cameras. At one time I had that whole shelf was made about 35 cameras, but now all I've kept are ones that I had, Kodaks and Polaroids. like to have some of my inventors on my shelves. Got Edison, Einstein, and Nicholas Tesla. You see, there's a picture of Marilyn Monroe. You know, I put that picture on there, and I've probably had many people have walked through my game room, and as kind of a joke, when people would come by and see that picture, I'd say, yeah, it's a picture of my mom as she was younger. People look at that, wow, is that your mom? You know, I never had one person say, oh, that's Marilyn Monroe. So I kind of quit saying that, and people will ask me, who is that picture? I'll tell them it's Marilyn Monroe. As you see, along with my cars, which are almost all American, but I do have my little collection of European cars, mostly British ones, because those were really popular in the 60s and 70s, and I always wish I had one. I never did. My father was a captain in the Army during World War II, and my father-in-law was a crew chief. My dad spent his time in World War II in the Pacific, and my father-in-law spent his time in Europe. I keep a little corner for remembering those two. I was in the Air Force in the 70s. This is how I remember my time, the 4 years there. I spent Thailand for maybe just 60 days, and then I was in Philippines for almost a year and a half. Jukebox is a kind of a big part of my game room. I started turning this whole thing from a living room, starting with the juke machines. I found this one, believe it, at a yard sale. Actually, guy was selling a lot of things, and he said, "You want to come in and see what I've got?" And I looked at his stuff, and he had just gotten this Seaberg off of an auction. And I said, "I'd like to have one to work on." He said, "Well, you can have this one if you want it." So I bought his machine for $400, and it took me another 6 months to fix it and restore it. But that began starting my game room back in 2006 to what it is now. Probably got 90% of everything in my game room. I picked it up at yard sales, Goodwill, antique malls, Craigslist. Yeah, 90%, other than probably my cars that I probably paid half of the cars I got at eBay. Many things I've got some really good deals on them. And one of the things I got was the RCA dog nipper. I was there probably at 12 o'clock, and they were ready to close everything up. Many times on the yard sales, people, whatever's left, they're just taken to Goodwill or something. And I saw the dog there. I said, "What do you want for it?" And they said, "I don't know, how about a buck?" I said, "A buck?" And they gave me the dog, and along with it they had a metal sign of the RCA brand. And that's cool, great buy. And you know, those dogs, nipper, I've seen them on eBay, and they go about $100 a piece. So that was a good buy, and quite a few things like that. seeing there is a 16 millimeter projector. One actually was my grandparents'. I've got 3 projectors now, that one 16 millimeter and 2 8 millimeters. Here's my little collection of Corvettes. I think I got 6 of them there now. Yeah, I've got about 140 my model cars spread around this. See those 2 cars in the back? One is a Pinto and one is a Chevy Vega. Whenever people see those 2 on there, they all seem to say after that, "Where's the Gremlin?" You know, that's one of the AMCs that had a small car that they built in the 70s. Still don't plan to get one because don't really care much about them, but it doesn't matter how much people mention that up. So just towards the end now, this is what I have in the middle of the game room, is just a table and just a few things on the side, you know, my little models of Coke machines, things like that. Okay guys, well, that's my game room as of 2019. I'm sorry it took so long, but to try to do a tour of the whole thing, it's just going to take you 20 minutes. So I hope you enjoy that and could deal with the time. You know, when I've got people coming by and looking at the place, they always find things I've got and they remember something that they had, and they'll always talk about something in my game room that they had. I had a person come by recently that asked me a question I've never been asked before, and she said, hey, you know, I'd like to come here again sometime, and I want to go through more detail on certain things you have. I said, well, is there something you really liked? She says, no, what I want to hear is why you bought some of these things. Give me the history, why you have those. I thought, wow, that's cool. Never had anybody ask me why I keep certain things. You know, that could be something I could do in the future with some videos, where if I go to a few things that are in my game room and just focus on a few things and explain why I like those things and maybe what's my memory on those, and you just might have the same memory for those certain items myself. So that might be something coming up in the future. I hope you enjoyed this tour of my game room, and for now, this is Atco signing off.